So a little over a year ago, I did these reviews of each season of the Flash TV show after I finished each season. And they actually got decent views for my channel, at least. So how about we do it again? But now with the Flash. A few weeks ago, actually, over a month ago, I decided to rewatch the Flash. And then I started on the Arrow, which is the topic of today's video. Now, I had actually watched the first episode of The Arrow years ago, and I just, for some reason, never continued. It's not like I found the episode bad, it's just for some reason I didn't continue. And now that I am actually watching it, it's like I can really appreciate it. It's so much better than The Flash ever was. I thought The Flash Season 1 was good, and it's like, my god, The Arrow is so much better than that. I'm gonna do all the seasons I've seen so far in this video, meaning seasons 1 through 3. Now, please don't spoil anything in the comments for me, because if you do, I'll do absolutely nothing. I'll probably reply like, you jerk, or something. But no, seriously, please do not spoil it for me. I've never seen the show before. Speaking of spoilers, there will obviously be spoilers for the show. So, if you haven't seen seasons 1 through 3, just skip this video and come back to it when you have. So, The Arrow Season 1 was really good. A really great introduction to Oliver Queen and this new Arrowverse, but for me, I'd already seen it before. Seen the Arrowverse. And I love how it flip-flops between Oliver's time on the island and Oliver's time back home. Because when I first started watching it, I was thinking that he was just alone on that island for 5 years, until it started getting into the flashbacks, and I was like, oh, he wasn't alone. Now, there's one big gripe I have with it. I don't know if it was that I was playing on my Nintendo Switch while watching most of it, or that I was binge watching it, or a combination of both. But I didn't even know who the villain was until the finale. Malcolm Merlyn, which is it's actually, I love that unlike pretty much every single other superhero movie and show that I've seen besides Endgame, the villain actually wins at the end of season 1. His plan to destroy the Glades works and kills 503 people. It's not something I've really seen before. Anyway, what'd I give this season? Pretty good, 9 out of 10. Season 2. Oh, this season was amazing. I loved it. Except for one thing. At the beginning of the season, Oliver's been back on the island for 6 months, to me, it doesn't seem like he would want to go back to that island. It's like they could have actually written it that he was in Europe and it would have been the exact same. But other than that, I love this season. It was the first time where the two plot lines intersected for once, and both plot lines were really great. And here's something funny. My brother spoiled Sarah being alive for me. Because when I was bringing it up to him a few weeks ago that I was watching The Arrow, at the time I was on season 1, and he goes, oh, you're not going to believe who survives the yacht. And I go, oh, is it Sarah? She's the only one who could have survived. And he was like, I'm not telling you, but you're going to be surprised. And I'm like, well, what would be the most surprising is if Robert Queen is still alive. But I was right, it's Sarah. And so it was really cool to have death never seems permanent in this show, though. Another gripe I have with this season is that they brought back Malcolm Merlyn. It's like he literally got stabbed in the chest. How is he still alive? I wouldn't be surprised if they bring back Moira in a later season, or if they bring back Shadow. But it was an amazing season regardless, and I loved the finale. It was great. You can't go wrong with season 2. And so I'd give it a high 9 out of 10. Because I'm nitpicky. I only throw 10 out of 10 around very, very, very rarely. I've only said that 2 movies are 10 out of 10s. Hacksaw Ridge and Interstellar. But I'm not here to share my love of Interstellar. I'm here to talk about The Arrow. So, season 3, it was kind of a chore to get through. It wasn't nearly as good. It was kind of like how the Flash's first 2 seasons were really good, and then kind of fell off. But like, I haven't gotten past season 3, so I wouldn't really know. But like Flash seasons 3 through 5 were still pretty good. 5 was, and then 6, 7, 8, and 9 were just bad. Anyway, not to talk about the Flash, but like season 3, it's kind of convoluted plots a lot. Not really that interesting. Oliver being in Hong Kong 5 years prior was not really that, and also it kind of never felt like Sarah died. I still feel like she didn't die. Maybe it's, and like, don't spoil this in the comments for me, whether or not I'm wrong. But I could have sworn that Sarah is alive in later seasons because of her appearing in like season 5. I could have sworn she was in the Crisis stuff, or I think I thought she joined the Legends or something. I don't know. Whatever it may be, I don't know. But I'd have to give season 3 a 7 out of 10. Actually, a low 8 out of 10. It was still good, but had its flaws. Like, maybe I shouldn't be doing these reviews immediately after finishing it, because like I still kind of trying to process it. I don't know. In my next Arrow review, probably with season 4, I'll probably let you guys know if I remember. Like, if my opinions on season 3 have changed now that I've thought more about it. And I haven't gone past season 4, episode 1 yet. But, like, for some reason, they went all the way forward to 6 months after everything happened. At the end of the first episode, showing Oliver looking at a grave, but didn't show whose grave it was. And because of that, it prompted me to look up whose it was in case if I missed a detail. And it was like, no, I didn't miss a detail. It was freaking Laurel Lance's grave. And I already kind of knew that she would die because of a line in The Flash mentioning that she died. But still, why would they put that there? Anyway, that's my review of Arrow seasons 1 through 3. And I'll keep you guys posted on like what I think of the later seasons.